NBA 2K20 tutorial number 2. How to make the best OP lockdown build. Yes, today I'm going to show you the best lockdown build you can make in this game with the player builder. I call it the Pippin, and it is the lead defender type that you need for your team, and he can do it all. And also, if you like my tutorials and you want to see more, make sure you click on the link above for my all tutorial playlist all year long for 2K20. I plan to make over 100 tutorials, so you can check them all out here. So initially it might sound too good to be true, but this kind of build is actually possible. This is because one of these pie chart types that we all use in the skill breakdown to make our players, one of them is actually much superior when compared to the rest. You can consider it kind of broken. Allow me to show you why. So you can see here, shooting is 1/8 of this specific pie, and by the reality that it is 1/8, it is giving you a 3-point shot rating of 52, which means 1/8 of the pie in shooting gets you around 52.3-point shot. And this is true because you can see in this other pie, shooting a circle is once again 1/8 of the pie size. And if you look to its corresponding rating, once again, let's just focus on 3-point shot, it is 51. So it's 1 point off, but essentially this means 1/8 shooting pie gives you a 3-point shooting around 51, 52. Well, in this pie, you can see shooting is once again 1/8. But look at the 3-point shooting now. It's at 67. Is this real life? How does this make sense? This is because playmaking has hidden increases to shooting. Compared to the previous two pies you've seen, this one has a lot of playmaking pie. That sounds funny. The playmaking pie slice here is really big. But shooting is still 1/8, but because of the bigger playmaking pie, it is making shooting way higher, which means playmaking has hidden factors that jacks up your shooting. And if you look at it again, how is finishing this high even though it's 1/8? I mean, the finishing pie here is 1/8. Why is it all in the freaking 80s for like driving dunk, driving layup, and close shot? Well, this is because defensive pie also boosts finishing. Alright? So now, but with playmaking pie more superior because it boosts shooting. So, if you look at this pie, the playmaking defender is absolutely the move and is OP for the lockdown build because the extra playmaking gives you more shooting and the extra defense gives you more finishing. So now you have a guy that is built to do everything, even though finishing and shooting is only 1/8 of the pie. If you choose this build and do what I'm about to show you to do, you're going to be able to achieve a two-way pass-first swing that has the similarities of Jimmy Butler and Paul George. Those are nasty, nasty wing defenders, alright? Do it all types too. So, what you gotta do is, you gotta put it at the small forward. Handiness doesn't matter, I just like to be left-handed and I love 51. But it's gotta be a small forward, and you choose this pie. I call this the young Pippin, really. The playmaking defender or playmaking defender, rebounder, whatever you want, whatever you want to call it, but you want this pie. And for the physical profile, you want this pie, the agility pie, because agility boosts both your speed and acceleration, and the vertical is decent here. Strength is good enough because you're a small forward and you'll be defending guards anyways. And as you're setting your potential, you can see it starts off with an amazing 431 attribute points, so that's pretty high. And you're going to take advantage of all of that. So I've completed the upgrades here, but I'm going to obviously break it down to detail for you. You're going to do it exactly the same because this is very important. You need to be able to boost your shooting in a way, exactly the way I've done it, so you get 6 badge points. You don't want anything more than that, and you don't want anything less. You need exactly 6 badge points because you're going to put them into gold corner specialist and gold catch and shoot. These two code badges combined together would make a 65 rated 3-point shot viable from the corner, assuming you're playing with a Diamond PG who's got floor general and Hall of Fame Diamond. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine shooting corner threes on catch and shoots. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to upgrade your playmaking exactly the way I've done it, so you end up with 14 playmaking badges. Before you ask yourself, Sam, why would you want playmaking badges for your lock? Well, this is because if you get the 14 playmaking badges and you do it this way, exactly the way I've done it, this badge type selection essentially turns your play lock into a mini slasher. Now the floor general is just there to help out the rest of the team. You don't have to do that. I'm just doing that just because. But you're gonna need the downhill. So you can put downhill at the Hall of Fame if you want. That makes you better in catch and go in transitions, that you will see later how dominant that is. Quick first step is also going to make you a better catch and go player. And stop and go is going to make you better attacking from the corners off catch and go. Essentially every badge I've selected here outside of floor general is going to make my guy a deadly catch and go player. And as you saw earlier, his finishing ratings are relatively high, especially with the driving dunk. So these playmaking badges, weirdly enough, even though it's playmaking badges, they add up to make me a better slasher. Even though I have no finishing badges, I use these specific ones to make a decent slasher out of the corner on catch and go, or even in the wing if necessary with this guy. That's amazing badge synergy. Make sure you do it this way, but you can put Hall of Fame downhill if you want, if you don't want Hall of Fame floor general. Because I don't know if floor general stacks. Like, if it stacks, then, oh my god, like, my point guard is floor general, and so do I. But that's the gist of it. And then the next thing you want to move on is obviously for the defense, just put all your points to max out your defense, because at the end of the day, this guy is a primary defender. And then if you do that, you end up with 21 defensive badges, which is a relatively decent number. And you can put your badges this way or in any other way, really, because with 21 points, you can badge up to the defensive style you like to play. Personally, I like to get over picks and contest all shots. So you can see I got clams and pick dodger on Hall of Fame. And I got all the contest badges at Hall of Fame. What I don't have is pickpocket. I could get pickpocket if I want. I just got tireless defender just because I want to see what it does. But you can get pickpocket Hall of Fame here. It's up to you. You got 21 potential badges. That's a lot for flexibility. So do what you want. This is what I like. But you can badge up the way you see fit with these. But the previous one, especially the playmaking and shooting, those badges has to be exactly the way I did it. Alright, and then the height, you wanted him to be at 6'6", because this is going to boost up his physical. As you can see, his vertical, speed, and acceleration of all increases. So all of that works in synergy in both sides of the ball, right? Speed, acceleration, vertical is great for defense, but at the same time, this guy is a slashing type of deal with that part of his element as his way of scoring. So speed, acceleration, vertical also helps. And you can see at 6'6", it also boosts up your driving layup to 82 and your driving dunk to 84. So with the previous playmaking badges, that actually works out for slashing. The fact that this guy has a 84 driving dunk and a 76 vertical, he's gonna throw some stuff down, alright? Like, he just is. And then because of 6'6", the shooting also increased, so he's got 61 now for the free ball and a 72 mid-range. Handling has also gone up, which helps on catch and goes, and also, you know, make plays out of the corner. And obviously it boosts his defense, especially on the perimeter side, the lateral quickness and all that good stuff. So that's going to make him a better outside defender. So 6'6" is ideal. Make sure you stick with that. And in terms of weight, get it to 218. If you get it to 218, you only lose a little bit of acceleration, but you get the +2 in the interior defense. So it's going to make him a better inside defender because it's in the 70s. And with the contest Hall of Fame badges you have, this guy is going to be very, very hard to score on in the paint, because he's fast, so he's gonna be in front of the offensive player anyways. If he's in front contesting, very hard to finish over, especially if a big man's coming across to help. In the wingspan, you want it at 87.4, which is gonna boost up your steal and block. Now, I'm pretty confident with my corner shooting, so I can live with a 63 corner free ball with, you know, go shooting badges and, you know, a great point guard with great badges to, you know, synergize with me. But if you want more shooting, you can decrease his arms, because you want to lower your steal and block. You can keep it at 66. I mean, a 66 free ball with go shooting badges, you're going to be fine. 63 is okay too. I can hit it. I can probably go 1 or 3 or 2 or 4 on a good day from the corner, and that's enough of a threat to make it work, right? So do the wingspan you want. I prefer 87.4. If you're not confident with shooting, you can decrease it a little and keep the free ball at, I say, 65. And if you do that, you're going to end up with 4 takeover badges actually. And I have tested this. If you put this guy on a slasher, if you put him on a slasher takeover, he can 5 out. This guy can 5 out as your lock. And you do all that, you end up with the two-way pass first wing that has similar abilities of Jimmy Butler and Paul George. But most importantly, if you look at the ratings, you're not gonna get a better lockdown than this. Like, this play lock, or what I call the young Pippin, is pretty OP. Like, I've seen the other best lockdown tutorial out there, it's not even close. If you compare the ratings of my lockdown and that guy's, and he set it to 99, like I set it to 95 to give it a sense of realism, right? Because how many of us are gonna get to 99? Not many, but majority of us is gonna get to 95, especially the way 2K is this year. And you do that and you have great badge synergy. Look at the physical, look at the finishing is there, the playmaking is there on catch and goes, and he's got 82 passer rating. This guy's gonna be a decent passer, making plays out of the corner. A good enough defender, all in the low 80s and very, very high 70s. And he's got excellent defensive badges, right? 21 badge points. And most importantly, 63 free ball for me. And if you want higher, you can get it up to 66. Go shooting badges, you're gonna be fine. So let's take a look at some build testing gameplay that I did at a 95 rated overall, and we can see what this young Pippin build can really do. So he's obviously a quick, strong, and badge up and effective defender. So you can see me defending the ball here, and he can pretty much catch over all screens, contested shot, and he's large, long arms. He's pretty big for a wing, and 86 contested on the coverage is not going to go in. But he can also do things like what you're about to see here. That's a catch and go sweep through into a pick and roll, overload, and a dunk finish. That's my lockdown. Why is he doing all that, you ask? Well, this is because you guys saw in the attributes, but he actually has enough handling, passing, and finishing to run some overload pick and rolls if you like. Now, middle pick and roll is pushing it because he can't pull up, right? But if you want to overload pick and roll or pick and fade, this guy is way more than up to the task for it. Like, his passive rating is really high. It's 82, and he in 2K, right? We all know this. Top passes are nasty. Look at that lob pass. You can't even steal that. That's perfect. So he is a decent overload pick and roll attacker. So at the right dosage is legit, especially off like a catch and go motion. He's a legit catch and go overload pick and roll threat. And this guy, like, he's also designed to be a deadly catch and go player from everywhere. Like, a little catch, go, quick first step, and he can finish. Like, I have about 80 driving dunk and long arms and tall. And he's a problem on catch and go sweep throughs, especially from the sides like this. A catch, go, sweep through. Even if you pin him off, he has good enough passing and is tall enough to make a lot of difficult passes to the inside. Like, his catch and go quick first sweep through is a legit move. So that's catch and go, triple threat, sweep through into a pick, and I pull up for the midi. It's in the 70s. If it's open, I will hit it because I'm playing without a shooting meter, so I get boosts. Like, he's athletic, and he moves very well off ball. Attacking on the catch risk means deadly backdoor cut and finishes over people with contact. And with the downhill badge, and I only have it on silver, you can have it on Hall of Fame if you're wrong. He's a deadly in transition with the ball. Like, every time I catch the ball in transition, if you look closely, I get a boost. Like, I'll go by people and I'll dip through them. Like, downhill badge is very effective. You can see me run off there again. I can dip through, push through D'Angelo Russell, and finish strong because of the driving dunk ratings. And this build can also most definitely grab offensive boards. It's actually in the very high 80s, and I'm big, so I've grabbed two there, box out Clay, kick it out again, and I'm just dominating from the paint. And coming in from the corners, offensive boards will be available more often than not. So this is the lockdown build this year. This play lock build is the way to go with the way the game is, and everybody looking to downsize. If you bring out this play lock build, because of the badge synergy that this build has, those defensive ratings are gonna be good enough to make you a decent and very effective defender. The playmaking badges actually turns you into a slasher, and the high enough finishing capabilities allows you to actually finish. You can get to the rim with the playmaking badges, and you can get there. And the shooting badges have enough synergy that even with a 65 free ball or 60, 70 mid-range shot, and you have option there depending on how you want to do with your wingspan, you'll be able to hit some shots. So this is actually a decent Jimmy Butler build. It's obviously not the current Jimmy Butler because that's a superstar and it's, you know, all around. But this is like a young up-and-coming Jimmy Butler, or like a young Pippen. For those of you old heads who remember what a young Pippen was like when he just first joined Jordan and, you know, got him past Detroit and again to the Lakers for that first final wins. And this is kind of like that Pippen. And I mean, if you can make that Pippen, that's something you live with, because the very small hidden thing about this guy is look at his physicals. He's got 92 speed and 87 acceleration, sitting at 6'6" as a small forward. That is hella fast with 76 vertical. This is the play lock build to be. I have showed this build to some of the best pro-am locks out there, and they have tested it, and the feedback has been great. So I highly suggest you do this for yourself. It's gonna be a good time, I guarantee it. So if you like this video, add me a like, and coming up will be a beginning dribbling tutorial That's probably coming up Saturday morning. You can keep an eye out for that. I know a lot of you is trying to get used to this dribbling. I'm doing so myself, but I found a few moves that can probably get by the defense very well and very consistently. But there are, like, the concept of how you have to attack with the dribble needs to be different this year compared to last year. It's not longer about turbo anymore. I'll get into it in my beginning dribbling tutorial that you guys will see on Saturday. But test this out, build for me. Let me know how you feel about it. You can upsize to power forward if you want, and then you'll become the secondary defender that can also attack from the corner as a power forward. You can try that out if you need. I've done it. It's still very effective as a secondary defender, but this build with the small forward, play lock, the young Pippin, this is the all-around one that you want. You put this guy with the big man build I showed you yesterday, your point guard is going to be a very happy man. Or if you are the point guard, you're going to be a very happy man running next to this play lock and also the other play lock that I have at the big man position. Okay, as always, thanks for coming by. Shout out to BucksGG for the support and the sponsorship, and I'll see all of you guys next time.